This barn project's been going on for a while. Today we're going to try to get the inside of the barn done. We're going to add filter fabric, a gravel base, and barn mats. Then we're going to hang gates on the front of the barn. This should make it healthier for the goats and a lot easier on us as we work around that barn, cleaning it out and doing our chores. Let's get this thing done. Okay, so right here, you see what I'm tugging on? Filter fabric. I put that down first on top of the dirt, and then the gravel goes on top of that. That keeps the gravel from sinking down into that dirt and also helps it drain. Okay, there's several advantages to putting down gravel in these barns. Drainage is one of them. It keeps the urine down, the rain runoff from pooling in the barn, also from water pooling in the barn from that rain runoff. Helps prevent mud, hoof rot, and bacteria buildup. It's especially helpful in wet climates and in the wintertime. And we have heavy clay soil here, so we need some help with drainage. The gravel also helps with odor control. It helps liquids drain down instead of sitting in the bedding. It lessens the ammonia smell, which ammonia buildup in the barn can cause respiratory problems in the goats. It's cleaner bedding than just having stuff on the dirt, so it reduces parasites and disease risks. And it also makes it much easier to clean the barn out instead of just having the bedding right on top of the dirt. This particular gravel that I'm using in our area is called dense grade. It's fines, which is dust, all the way up to 57s. This really packs down really well, especially here in a minute. You'll see us put the rubber mats down. After a few months of those rubber mats being down, the goats and us walking on top of it, when we pull those mats out to clean the barn, that will be really packed down tight and will be almost like concrete. Okay, here I'm using a magnet just to make sure that I don't have any screws, nails, anything in that gravel that could injure the goats or put out a tractor tire. Okay, next up is the barn mats. These are very heavy, they're hard to handle. They're about 100 pounds a piece. These mats are 4x6, got them at Tractor Supply. Actually got a pretty good deal on them, they were on sale. You'll see that device I'm using, we also got that from Tractor Supply. It's a device that you click into the mat and it gives you a handle to hold on to. They're very hard to pull around. There are several advantages to putting down these rubber mats. We discovered them a few years ago. We put them in all our other barns. It's easier on the goats. It's a softer surface than the gravel. It reduces stress on the joints and the hooves. It's good for older goats, pregnant does, and bucks standing around a lot when they're in ruts. Just a lot more comfortable for them to stand on. They get better traction on it, reduce slips and falls and injuries in the barn. It's also much easier to clean, and it's much better on hygiene. A lot of times when we clean the barns out, I'll spray the mats down with some type of disinfectant to kill any bacteria or germs that I can. Okay, when I got down here to this end, this mat was maybe a ½ inch to an inch too long. I had to cut it. The best thing I found to cut this thing with was with a utility knife. I tried a Sawzall. I would not advise trying to do this with cut it with a skill saw. It's going to gum the blade up. I tried a Sawzall, that did not work. A reciprocating saw. The best thing I found to cut that mat, and it was difficult, but the best thing I found to cut it was a utility knife. You'll see me fighting with the edges of the mats where they meet up and the ends of the mats. Now, I will say this, if I'm being level or straight, it's not too big of a deal except where they meet. If one of them's popped up when I run the tractor in there to get the bedding out, sometimes I'll peel a mat up, or if you're using a pitchfork or a shovel, you'll hit those edges that are poked up. So I try to get those, I try to level out the gravel so all the seams are laid down flat and nothing's sticking up. Several times a year, we will pull these mats out of the barn and air the barn out, pull the mats out into hot sun, let them get cooked by the sun, kill any bacteria that's built up on them. Also, air out underneath where the mats were, because some urine, some liquids are going to collect underneath those mats. You'll see also when we move the goats into the barn, you still have to use bedding. We still use horse pellets and pine shavings for bedding, and straw in cold weather. It just goes on top of the mats. The mats just make it so much easier to clean all that out when it's time to clean the barn out. Okay, so it's time to install the gates. I had my wife help me hold the gate up and mark where the hinges on the gate will hit on that 2x6. And you'll see that I've added a 2x6 to that 4x6. I had to come up with the right distance between the opening to allow for the latch on the gate that I'm going to show you here at the end. Right now I'm just marking, trying to center up where those bolts go in the center of that 2x6. You'll see here in a minute. I grab the level and make sure those marks are level. You want those bolts, those gate screw hook bolts, to be level so that gate will set level in the opening. Okay, here I'm going to pre-drill a hole at the top and the bottom for those lag bolts to secure the hinge and the gate to the post. I just picked out a bit that was slightly smaller than that lag bolt, and once we get these drilled, you'll see us install the lag bolt. All right, so these can be difficult to get started. That one on the bottom started with me just turning it, sticking it in the hole and turning it. You'll see there I'm using a box end wrench to tighten that bolt up. That's one of the better ways I've found to install those bolts. You can also use a pipe wrench, but that box end wrench really works well. Obviously, the one on the bottom is more of a fight because you can't make a full rotation with that wrench. So now we're installing the bolt on the top. Now you want these bolts to be level with each other. You'll see me here at the end make a fine adjustment at the end to make sure those bolts are level. That way, when those bolts are level, your gate should hang level in that opening. Okay, now it's time to install the gate. Step back, see how you did, and then drop kick it like the Macho Man, just to make sure that the goats aren't going to knock it off the hinges. Oh yeah! Okay, we love these latches. I actually designed this barn to make sure that the latch would fit with that with the gate opening. How I figured out where to put the latch, you'll see the bolt here as I pull the gate shut. I pulled that gate shut and held the latch where I knew it would latch correctly, then marked the latch plate, and then pre-drilled the holes and bolted that latch to that 2x6, and voila, you can open it from either side, one-handed. You can slam it shut and it locks on its by itself. Very handy.
I'm glad to get that part of the barn project done. It should make it much healthier for the goats and make it easier on us as we do chores around the barn. Thanks for watching, and come back for more projects that we complete here on the farm and share our life with our Nigerian dwarf dairy goats.